And I also invite Media Foundation for West Africa not only to look at the allocations to the anti-corruption agencies in the budget. That can be very misleading.
The disbursement is another
thing. Go
thing.
to the exit budget.
Okay.
Akufo-Addo can tell you that in 2017, he gave 188 million Ghana cedis to the Office of the Special Prosecutor. How much was released to them? Less than a third. So if you go and
less than a third?
A third, less than a third. So if you go and say, oh, even in 2018, the Office of the Special Prosecutor was funded with 100, you will be misleading the public.
Okay, but we must state that when he makes this assertion, he does not include the Office of Special Prosecutor. He's always careful not to include it.
I'm talking about 20, that's why I said 2018.
Okay.
Now, so I will insist that let's always look at the exit budget. How much was released to them?
You are trained as a lawyer, you have practiced as a lawyer, and I suppose you find some time to practice today too. He's right that he can only do the corruption fight on evidence.
But the evidence is there. Truth does not fear conversation, does it? You publish the CPI, Corruption Perception Index. There's evidence that the people of this country are reflecting what they see in the Akufo-Addo's government. That there is a perception of high corruption in the system. And it didn't start yesterday. It started in 2017. If this does not worry Akufo-Addo, I don't know what will worry him. That we, the people of Ghana, are perceiving his government to be very corrupt. Is there nothing with it, wrong with it? And he thinks that we must produce evidence before he will believe us? What about the Afro-Barometer report? Is that not evidence of something fundamentally wrong with his government? That they're saying that in 2017, 6 out of 10, 60% of Ghanaians believe that the government was taking steps to fight corruption. Largely influenced by the passage of the laws. Because if you if you establish the Office of the Special Prosecutor and to deal with corruption and corruption-related offenses, and we know in Ghana, most of our corruption is procurement-related, people are entitled to believe that having set up that institution, they will fight corruption. So they will perceive you to be taking steps to fight corruption. So 60% of Ghanaians believe that Akufo-Addo was on his way to fight corruption. Indeed, when he appointed Matnamidu, I was the first to give him credit for that, because I thought that having appointed somebody from the opposition or with opposition mentality or associated with the opposition, you were serious in fighting corruption. Well, it turned out to be false. So just like you look in the mirror and see a reflection of yourself, if you have reasons to doubt what you see in the mirror, then you are doubting yourself or your eyes. We, the people, are reflecting what we see in the Akufo-Addo. And we are not reflecting it out of vacuum. Kennedy Agyapong was the first to bring to the fore, to public notice, that before one sees the president, one has to pay gate fees. It was not us. It was a member of his party.
Before who exactly? And I suppose you may have had the privilege, like some of us, to go to the president and see the president, and you are not asked to pay any money. So where is that from?
Well, so
what class of people will be asked to bring money?
So we subsequently heard that investors and businessmen who came to this country to see the president were asked to pay some money. And this allegation was made by an investor, a potential investor. And he named the person who took him to the president or to the presidency and how he was asked to part with money.
But you would, in all conscience, and you're a very reasonable person, you are very, like he said earlier, that you can be, regardless of your political party, colors, you can deal with matters in a way that Ghanaians will embrace that even though you belong to the NDC, you are fair. Do you think the president will be aware of such a thing? That somebody is coming to his presidency as an investor and is being asked to pay him money?
I'm not saying that the president was aware. I've not said that at all.
Okay.
But I'm saying that an allegation had been made. The least the president could do. Another time, Japan had not fallen out with the presidency over his candidature as a flag bearer.
No, he had issues. So he was blackmailing various people for not getting certain contracts. So he had issues.
He had issues, but he could be invited and asked. Did the president do that? I think that is the purpose of the establishment of the BNI, the Bureau of National Investigations. That you set them on a trail of fact-finding. Because if you say that people who come into your government should not come to make money, but should come for public service, you must be interested in allegations of this nature. The Australian visa case, who cleared the man?
Payosenam Hadije.
Yeah, who cleared him? Because the police never issued a report. Have you ever seen a report of the police?
No.
But it is the president who cleared him on an MPP conference platform. It's the president.
The president was acting on information that we don't have.
This is what transparency and accountability is all about. The police should have issued a report clearing him so that the president will then say, well, the police have cleared him. Up to now, nobody has seen the police reports. It is the president on an MPP platform who cleared Payosa Haji, and you say we shouldn't call you a clearing agent. You are reflecting what we see in you. I mean, reference is already made to Cecilia De Paz case and the love letter. I mean, if you tie the hands of the police and investigative bodies behind, what do you expect them to do? What do you expect? Akunta mining stands out in all distance. Minerals Commission and the minister acting by delegated responsibility on behalf of the president had issued letters forbidding Akunta mining to enter the Tano Numeri forest because they had not given, by the minister's letter, they had not given authorization for mining to take place in that forest, and said investigations were continuing. Who cleared Akunta mining? It's not the president. And we should not say that he's a clearing agent. No.
Okay.
It is his action. Ajapa deal. The corruption risk assessment conducted by Martin Alamise Amidu. What did he say about the president? He said that the president is the enabler of corruption in this country. And that he is the mother serpent of corruption. I didn't say it. It is his appointee who issued a corruption assessment report on a policy that was introduced by the president, but which the special prosecutor thought a corruption risk assessment must be conducted on it.
Okay.
And came to the conclusion that his office enables corruption. We shouldn't say it. We're entitled to quote the report.
All right.
Let me conclude by saying that, did you see the Auditor General's report on the utilization of the COVID funds? In fact, if you want a report on how not to use public funds to the benefit of the people of a country, go and read that report. How not to use public funds for the benefit of the people of this country. Read that report. What did the president do? They only said that the Auditor General ought not to have released the report. You remember? And that the report should have gone to the Parliament first before being released.